It was invented in Scotland in the 1500s, but the reality is the vast majority of curlers, over 90%, all live in Canada. Surprise, huh? It's really the sport in Canada. But it's becoming a little more popular in the States. So we get things like Elvis curling in Vegas. So, this is the Norwegian curling team. The sport is kind of quirky and flamboyant. Now, how did they get these crazy outfits? I'm wearing the pants that they wore in the 2010 Olympics. The reason for the crazy pants is when they got to Vancouver in 2010, their luggage was lost. And in their luggage was their uniform. So they went online and started looking for sports uniforms. And they came across a website called Loudmouth Golf. And saw these pants and said, we have to have these pants. So these are completely USA. But they have now been ordering their stuff from Loudmouth Golf ever since. So it gets pretty wild. The Paralympics will be right after the regular Olympics, and we even have a couple of people in wheelchairs who are members of the Columbus Curling Club. And what happens is you have to steady the person's wheelchair so they can deliver, usually with a stick, but some reach down and deliver by hand. And so you've got curling for everybody. Curling first was played in the Olympics in 1924. It returned in 1932, but it was simply a demonstration sport. And then it was gone for a number of years and came back in 88 and 92 again as a demonstration sport to see if they wanted it. And finally in 1998, it was entered into the Nagano Games. And so Canada and Switzerland and Norway and Sweden have dominated the men's and women's gold medals over the years. We don't do that well. There's my wife and I in Vancouver. The rocks weigh 42 pounds, but not the ones we wore on our heads. There's the ice cube in Russia. They have 4 sheets of ice going all the time. And the number of countries participating is Canada and China and Denmark and Great Britain, Japan, Russia, Sweden, Switzerland, and the United States all have men's and women's teams. Germany and Norway have men's teams only, and Japan and Korea have women's teams only. Team USA. You know, there are only 10 spots for curling in the U.S. Olympics, or in the Worldwide Olympics. And you have to play, each country has to enter into playdowns before the Olympics to see who gets to go. And the first 8 spots are assigned and from the winners, and then the 9th spot is given to the host country, and then the 10th spot there's a playdown for. Well, our men's and women's teams came in 9th. So it's amazing that they made it out of the playdowns, because Russia was automatically put in, and then they had to have a playdown for both men's and women's teams to actually even get in to the Olympics. But we're there with both teams. And for the men's team, a guy by the name of John Schuster is our skip, and this is his 3rd Olympics representing the men's team USA, and he's been skip all 3 times. That's the person who calls the shots. They, in a sense, for the first 3 curlers, they stand down at the other end of the ice, and they put their broom out for where they want the stone to be thrown. Not where they want it to end up, where they want it to be thrown. So that as the person comes out of the hack, which is the thing they push off of, they're guiding their stone towards the broom. And so he'll place the broom, or she will place the broom for the line, and then step back to watch where the curl comes and how it's curling. Now, I've been asked by a number of people, what's the sweeping do? Does it make the stone go faster? No, it makes it slow down less fast. So it continues to move.
Are you allowed to put anything on the broom, like water or sand? Or
Can't put anything on the broom. You can brush off the broom, because the broom may have ice crystals on it, or if there's something on the ice, it'll pick it up. You can brush off the broom all you But what will happen is, if you'll notice, if they're sweeping really hard, the stone won't curl as much. But as soon as they lift the broom, you might see a stone really move, because the sweeping will keep the stone from moving. Or there are times when really, really good sweepers will sweep a little bit off the path. So they're not sweeping right in front of the stone, they're sweeping kind of to where it might curl, or where it might not curl. So they're actually trying to affect the curl by sweeping a little bit off the path.